Need some get back. Payback. Payback. That's it. Payback. Again. I'm mad. Get down with my girlfriend. That ain't right.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eddie Law. This is March, 20th now? Damn. March 20th, years flying by, and this is what I got on this beautiful morning. So I got way too much energy right now. I worked out this morning. I normally don't. I usually do my workouts in the afternoon, before and after jits, but it's one of those weird things where like you get up super early for no reason. Like your brain wakes you up, you can't go back to sleep. Me, I've been dealing with the lower back and a left knee injury, and I got this elbow that's been bothering me, and I forgot all about it because I normally just bumps and bruises on like my arms and shit. I don't even think about because I never really gotten hurt in my arms and shit. But I remember not hyperextending my elbow on an arm bar in our last competition, and I heard a pop, and I felt the pop, but I heard the pop more than I felt it. And now this morning we were doing with thrusters, and for those that don't train CrossFit or do Olympic lifts, a thruster is basically you doing a front squat, and then you explode out of that, and you pop the bar over your head. Now, it's only 95 pounds, so it's not that bad. Actually, it's pretty easy. The weight-wise, it was easy. It's just the movement alone. All that power coming up from my legs, my feet through my legs, all the way to my arms. Excuse me, when it gets through that elbow, it's like, ooh. And then you have to bend that elbow, doing the front squat. So, look, I'm not going to bore you guys. Needless to say, it fucking blows. So, so now I got 3 legit injuries I got to worry about while I'm trying to, get in shape and cut weight a little bit for possibly competing April 9th. I hate that shit. Being hurt, it blows, but I hate the fact that now that I'm older, I can push through. It's just that I need to be smart about it. I've seen way too many other people, get themselves all messed up, like, for a while and be out for longer than they would have been had they taken it easy in the first place, right? So it's one of those things I'm kind of trying to find the balance between, being stupid and being smart, basically. And smart people would be like, oh, be smart, sit out, but I really don't want to. I want to compete as much as I can, as much as money and my body allows, obviously, so, and time and all that. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. I should know within a week and a half or so whether or not I'll be able to compete. Regardless, let's not bore you with all that stuff. All right, so last night we had our very first edition of the Verbal Scrap. If you haven't heard, if you haven't seen the tweets and all that, because I tweeted the shit out of it, and I kind of teased it earlier this week, the Verbal Scrap is a sort of, competition of sorts, right? You get 3 to 4 panel members and a judge, right? And then you have 5 topics. You have 2 minutes. Each person has 2 minutes to make their point. And then there's a 2-minute overall rebuttal time where everyone can talk over each other if they want to, but someone's got to impress the judge with their point, right? So we had our first one last night. Aaron Robbins against Fred Kirby against Dave Rodriguez. First, in the first 5 topics, Dave Rodriguez and Aaron Robbins, and then moving on to the championship round. Fred Kirby was a little bummed out. And then in the championship rounds, of course, Aaron Robbins dominated, took home the win for the first week. I believe he's choosing to be a judge for next week. Because if you win, you can be a judge. You can choose topics or something like that. I forget exactly what I wrote down. It's been hell of a last couple of days, so I forget shit pretty easy. But anyway, it actually was a lot of fun. I can't wait to compete in it instead of judging. I don't mind judging; it's cool, but I can't wait to compete in this shit. It'd be great. And it's honestly, it's not. I don't want to say it's like a brand new thing, but I think it's going to be something that I think a lot of people will enjoy. So if you could, go to the YouTube channel, you can get to it from crossbonesmma.com. If you go to crossbonesmma.com, you go directly to it, so it works out. And then if you could just, find that first Verbal Scrap, should be the top video right now, or it might be under this one if you're watching this on YouTube. If you can go on there and subscribe and share it, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. Get the word out about this show. I think it's something a lot of people like. So if you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. And if you could share it, please, I would deeply, very, very deeply appreciate it. And yeah, so all right, a couple things we talked about on the show last night was GSP versus Bisping. Not necessarily the fight, but is the day of the title shot, the fair title shot, over? And all three, Aaron, Dave, and Fred, they all agree that it wasn't necessarily over. But right now, with the way WME owes, money, and they need to pay their loan off for the UFC, $4 billion and all that. With the way that has to work out, they're trying to make as much money as possible. So the quote-unquote money fights is the deal. It's how they're working out on it. So I thought that was interesting. And my personal opinion is that it's, I have a hard time saying it's over. The fair title shots are over. They're definitely over for now. But I have a hard time saying that they're definitely over. I think they're over pending the WME figuring out how they're going to pay off their loan without killing the product. Right? The UFC is already doing a great job of killing itself. I mean, it really is. The way WME is working, they're shredding themselves to pieces, and they're letting Bellator, guys like promotions like Bellator catch up. Bellator just snagged Ryan Bader and Lawrence Larkin. You could argue both of those guys are in their prime, right? Those two guys, adding to Rory McDonald, Phil Davis. Michael Venom Page, the Bellator product. Michael Chandler's still over there. Benson Henderson's over there. It's possible that free agents like Joe Duffy go over there. And Joe Duffy, had an impressive, a pretty impressive fight this last weekend, I believe it was. They have a lot to look up, to be happy with. So I think Scott Coker's in a good spot to start, maybe not catch up completely. I don't think they'll ever catch up and Aaron made this point yesterday about, Taco Bell's never going to catch up to like McDonald's or Burger King because they're different things. And it's true, there are different things, but Bellator is dominating the TV audience, or they should be. And especially now with the additions of exciting fighters, they'll be able to put together cards where like the co-main and main is going to be exciting instead of just one fight on the entire Bellator card. Going to be, something worth watching. And a big chunk of the time, that fight falls out because someone gets hurt or someone doesn't make weight or some shit like that. So it's pretty interesting to see what happens with the gap between Bellator and UFC. So it's interesting. And I think from this last weekend, Jimmy Manuwa knocked Corey Anderson the fuck out, and it was awesome. I am not a Corey Anderson fan, okay? And look, people are like, "Oh, you don't like because he's a wrestler." No, I love the ground game. I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. I mean, I train jiu-jitsu daily. You know what I mean? And I love it. I enjoy it. Which, by the way, I earned my second stripe at white belt, and I was pumped up on Saturday. I was pretty happy. I mean, a lot of people were like, "Oh, so you got a stripe, so what?" Especially because in like Taekwondo and karate, it's actually quite easy. I mean, I did look. I can say that shit. I trained Taekwondo for about 3 years before I got tired of it. And you got stripes almost just for showing up. It was, just literally just showing up. You don't even have to be good at anything or memorize anything. And again, that might just be the place that I went to, because there's a lot of other places that were, that made guys really work for their promotions and shit. But it takes a long time to get your black belt in jiu-jitsu. It only takes it doesn't take very long in karate. But again, those are two different arts. So I'm not shitting on karate or taekwondo or anything. But it just wasn't for me. A lot of it was just dancing. It felt like just choreographed dancing. It was weird. But that's just my personal opinion. I got my second stripe, pumped as fuck about it, and just onward and upward, man. See what happens. Anyway, but I love the ground game. Don't get me wrong at all. But Corey Anderson makes fights not fun, and so I was very happy to see Jimmy Manuwa knock him out. And not to mention, Manuwa's been around for a while. That dude's finally getting some momentum behind him. Now he asked for a title shot. He demanded a title shot. Said that he should be fighting for the title. I don't disagree at 205, right? Because that division's shot to hell. John Jones getting stripped the way he did. DC gets hurt constantly. Gustafsson, who knows? I think he's scheduled for a fight. I'm not sure, but Gustafsson, injured and beat up and all this other stuff, and he keeps losing fights and shit. OSP's in that division. And these idiots want to let go of Misha Serkinov like fucking morons, and they did the smart thing and brought him back. Fucking God, that was just dumb. They were idiots. They weren't gonna re-sign Serkinov. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, but I don't disagree with with the title shot for Manoa at 205. If now we were talking featherweight or lightweight or welterweight, I'd be like, go fuck yourself. But no, I can see Manoa getting the next title shot. No joke. I can see him getting the winner of Johnson or Rumble versus DC. And if Rumble wins, I definitely want to see Manoa Johnson. Fuck, that would be awesome. Anyway, you know what? Real quick, if I'm Jimmy Manoa, I get back in training camp. I take like a couple weeks off and I get right back in training camp. And I keep my weight low as hell. All right. Or I'll get ready for another weight cut at least, because there's a decent chance DC drops. There's a pretty decent chance DC drops, and you can get in there against Johnson, Rumble Johnson for an interim belt. If I'm Manoa, I get myself right back into training camp, and get ready to fight Rumble Johnson or DC. But more than likely, it'd be DC getting pulling out. And the funny thing is, everyone keeps talking about like it's gonna happen, like it's like it's a foregone conclusion that he's gonna get injured or he's gonna pull out or withdraw, or whatever. The AKA curse. I don't think so. I think he'll make it to this fight, hurt or not. I mean, he's had too many injuries already. DC hears and he cares what people think about him. So, as much as he wants to say he doesn't, he definitely does. And he's seen it. I mean, we've seen proof that he gives a shit of what people think about him. So he's not gonna want to drop out of this fight and have people just keep going. Oh, of course DC dropped out. You strip him, fuck him, end his career, whatever. So, we'll keep an eye on that UFC 210 card. See what goes down with that. UFC 211 is getting stacked as shit. Today they added Jessica Aguilar against Casey. Fuck, I forgot her name. The Casey girl. You guys know what I'm talking about. And that's just stacked. That card is ridiculously stacked, and everyone's just crossing their fingers and no one gets injured. Like no one's allowed to get injured on that card. That card is just ridiculously, just fucking awesome. Anyway. So that's that. As far as that goes, I think there's no UFC cards for like 2 weeks, but I believe there's like a couple. There's like fucking. I think there's lion fights. I think there might be a Bellator. I don't even know for sure. I've been working on everything or everything at once, and then training, and of course my real job and all sorts of stuff. So it's life's packed. What can I say? So I don't get time to remember everything. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna find a calendar. Add it to my schedule. Anyway, as far as MMA goes, that's kind of all I got for that. I do have one basketball thing, so you can bear with me on that. I read today that Golden State, now Kevin Durant I think plays in Oklahoma City tonight. I think Golden State goes into Oklahoma City to play against Thunder, and the Warriors supposedly are bewildered and shocked that OKC isn't doing more for Durant's return. And I'm sitting here like, go fuck yourselves, man. Look, I could tell this is a troll from Golden State. The Warriors were sarcastic when they, I'm sure someone from the Warriors was like, oh yeah, we're shocked and bewildered. Who gives a shit? Like, they probably don't care. The media, of course, ran with it because it's a nice little clickbait thing. But like, if they really are shocked and bewildered that Kevin Durant, who spent 8 years or whatever it was, 8 or 9 years in Oklahoma City, and then left, to go to the team that beat them in the freaking playoffs after they were up 3-1. You know what I mean? Like, goddamn, dude, they beat them in the playoffs. Fucking A. How are you gonna join the team that beat your ass? Like, you can't. Michael Jordan would have never done that shit. Like, ever. It's I don't know. It's retarded. Anyway, but it's just funny to me that teams get, you win a title and all of a sudden, you're the NBA darling, and all of a sudden you feel like you're entitled to get upset. It's like a bunch of little triggered college kids. They need to find a safe space and shut the fuck up. That's literally what I think about the Golden State Warriors. I really don't like the Warriors. Let me take that back. I don't dislike the Warriors. The team, the organization, the franchise, cool. They're great. Look, I loved them when they were back in, I was a fan of theirs. Of their 07, I think it was 07 or 08 team. I don't remember. I can't remember exactly. Whatever team it was that they were going, they were the number 8 seed. The Mavericks were the number 1 seed, and they beat them in 7 games. And I mean, beat their ass. And they blew them out in a couple games. It was fun running gun type of basketball, just freewheeling, fuck it, and like real fans were able to afford the seats. Because now the Warriors are we're champions. Like, now all these celebrities are going, the prices of the seats are jacked up, and the real fans can't go to the game. That's what happens. That is exactly what happens when a team wins a championship. Real fans that were there through the hard times get fucked. So it's horseshit. No, what I don't like are the Warrior fans, the bandwagons. I don't know where these motherfuckers come out of everywhere. They didn't say shit. They weren't around with the Monte, they were sort of around. The real fans were around for the Monte Ellis, the Baron Davis teams. You know what I mean? But after that, the Warriors kept losing, and these motherfuckers, were just gone. Probably repping the Lakers and some shit. And all of a sudden, they're good again. And I'm a fucking Warriors fan. Like, it happens, bandwagon fans. And what I hate is a bandwagon fan will not admit they're a bandwagon fan. That's horse shit. You know what I mean? They're almost as bad as Conor McGregor fans. Straight up. You know what I mean? And McGregor fans, you can't say shit to these motherfuckers. But I gotta say, I gotta give them props for backing their boy no matter what. What I don't like is that they don't come in. A lot of, not all of them. I've had plenty of actual good debates and conversations with McGregor fans that make sense. A lot of the time, you just say like, "Oh, Nate Diaz choked out." You say Nate beat McGregor in the first one. They choked him out, finished him. McGregor couldn't do it to him in the second. Oh, he beat his face off. Yeah, but he fucking had to win by majority decision. He won a close fight. Didn't fucking destroy him like everyone says he would have, or everyone says he did. He didn't. It's horseshit. So I rearranged his face. Yeah, and you ran on a bicycle doing it. Like, you gotta just be honest with what you see, with what you see. But you gotta hand it to them that they back their boy no matter what. So, can't hate on them. Anyway, it's going to do it for me today for what I got. Make sure you go to crossroadsmma.com. If you could do me a huge favor, subscribe and share the Verbal Scrap episode, the very first edition of it. Again, Aaron Robbins is the champion of the week. I believe he chose to be judged next week, so that's going to be fun. If you could do that, that'd be awesome. Shout out to Represent. Always, huge sponsor, friend of the podcast. They represent a great company to work with, and I'm proud and I'm very happy to be affiliated with them. Make sure you go to reptheadvocates.com. That's REP theadvocates.com. Get yourself some Nate Diaz gear. Get yourself some Represent gear, hats, shirts, sweatshirts. You got water bottles now. Coming soon are backpacks, and I've seen pictures of these shits, and goddamn, I don't know exactly when they're going live, but as soon as they do, believe me, I'm tweeting the shit out of that. And I'm gonna buy me one of those too, because those things are sick. So make sure you go to reptheadvocates.com and get yourself some gear, and it helps the show out tremendously, and I really would appreciate that. As with everybody else on the podcast. Definitely go to crossroadsmma.com and check out the videos. I will be uploading last night's Verbal Scrap and this episode to iTunes as well today. And so make sure you go to iTunes, just look up Crossbones MMA in one word, and then just scroll down to podcast, and it should be the first one there. It'll say Crossbones MMA Radio. Subscribe to that. You get all the episodes automatically to your iTunes. Upload them on your phone or on your iPod, whatever you got to do. And keep up the interaction. Really appreciate it. You guys are the best. So again, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Whatever you're doing, have a wonderful day, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are in the world. And good night, Wiltshire.